I'm sorry. I'm a very kind person. But if somebody pokes at me or the people that I love, it's over for me.
It might really be over for DDG Halle Bailey just dropped a bombshell exposing how the rapper mistreated her in a now viral exclusive video. The evidence was so serious that the court immediately stepped in and ordered DDG to stay away from both Halle and their son, Halo.
Yesterday, Halle was granted temporary sole physical and legal custody of her son that she shares with DDG, Halo.
So, what exactly did Hal reveal, and why is everyone calling this the final straw? Let's break it down in a shocking turn of events that has the internet and entertainment world going crazy. R&B singer and actress Halle Bailey has come forward with serious claims against DDG. She's accused him of physical, verbal, emotional, and financial abuse, and now has a temporary restraining order to back it up. This court order was issued by a judge in Los Angeles on May 13, 2025, after Halle filed official paperwork detailing the alleged abuse following their breakup in October 2024. The story has gone viral not just because both of them are big names, but because of how serious the allegations are. Halle, who famously played Ariel in The Little Mermaid in 2023, is clearly not holding back. According to the restraining order, DDG now has to stay at least 100 yards, a whole football field, away from both Halle and their 17-month-old son, Halo, until their court date on June 6, 2025. The judge also banned DDG from having any weapons which might be related to his 2022 gun and reckless driving case. So what exactly did Hal say happened? In her court documents, Halle claims the abuse began in January 2025, about 3 months after they broke up. One of the most serious incidents allegedly happened during a conversation about when DDG could see their son. Halle says that while she was trying to buckle their baby into his car seat, DDG got angry and started yelling at her to get out of my car, creating a very tense and unsafe situation.
Temper. She alleges that he had a really bad temper and he couldn't control it. She filed these documents Tuesday in LA, and she says that things begin to get physical. She alleges things got physical with him in January. So she said that's when the breakup happened. She says that one time DDG came over to pick up their son Halo. She tried to start a conversation with him about child visitation schedule, because in the document she's saying that she's been trying to get a set schedule.
But that's when things allegedly took a scary turn. Fast, Bailey says DDG grabbed her by the hair, slammed her face into the steering wheel, and even chipped her tooth. And all of this supposedly happened right in front of their crying baby to back. Per claims, Bailey came with receipts, including photos of her chipped tooth and bruises on her arms, which she submitted to the court. These images likely helped the judge make a quick decision to grant the temporary restraining order, and it didn't. Stop there. Bailey also described another disturbing event from March 2025, claiming DDG showed up to her house uninvited, sent her threatening messages, including a creepy photo of her own bed, smashed her Ring doorbell, took her phone, and even slammed a car door on her while she was holding baby Halo. That moment was so serious, she says she filed a police report right away. Beyond the physical abuse, Bailey also accused DDG of being emotionally toxic throughout their relationship. She says he would call her names like evil and use disrespectful language around their son. He also claimed that DDG used his social media to manipulate and embarrass her, telling his millions of followers lies like saying she was keeping their son from him, or cheating. In her words to the court, whenever he wants to stir up drama, he badmouths me to his millions of fans. Then I start getting threats and hate online. It's a strong example of how social media can be used as a weapon in toxic relationships, especially when the people involved have big platforms with loyal fan bases. Bailey's legal action is already making waves. Not only did the court approve the restraining order, but she also received temporary sole custody of their son. Hello, a big win for her, reported on May 15, 2025. In her filing, Bailey asked the judge to allow DDG only supervised visits 1 day a week for 6 hours, and that he not be allowed to take their child out of Los Angeles County. On top of that, the Judge approved Bailey's request to take Halo to Italy for 2 months, starting June 7, 2025, while she films her upcoming movie, Italiana. What's more, all of this happened without giving DDG a heads up. Bailey explained in her filing that she was afraid he might get violent again or try to take their child before the court could step in if he knew ahead of him.
So a quick update in the Halle Bailey DDG situation. Yesterday, Halle was granted temporary sole physical and legal custody of her son that she shares with DDG, Halo, until June 4th, until a court hearing. So on Tuesday, we talked about how she went and told the judge, hey, this is everything that's been happening to me. She got that temporary restraining order. But in addition to that, she did ask for the custody. And she asked that she wants to remain the sole custodian of her child moving forward as well, but a judge is going to decide on that.
The timing of all this legal drama is wild, especially since DDG had just dropped his 4th studio album, Blame the Chat, on May 5th, 2025. According to Baller Alert, the album flopped hard, selling somewhere between 52 and 1230 copies in its first week. That's a huge yikes for someone with DDG's massive online following. There were probably a lot of reasons for those weak numbers, but Bailey's serious allegations and all the media attention around them definitely overshadowed his album release and messed with the promo DDG's. First reaction to the restraining order was actually caught live on camera during a May 13th live stream with Twitch personality Adin Ross. DDG saw the TMZ report break in real time, completely shocked, and said, "That can't even be real." His friends on the stream tried to brush it off like it was fake, but the damage was already done.
Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see. Why are they saying GGTMZ? Alright, looking at her story now. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
All that, bro. All that.
But that can't even be real.
But,
That's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations.
The next day, May 14th, 2025, DDG finally broke his silence on X, formerly Twitter, and let's just say people weren't impressed. He tweeted, "I'm chilling BTW, I have no worries streaming later on, no days off." This super casual response, like everything was normal and business as usual, had folks side-eyeing him hard. It seemed like he was downplaying the serious allegations against him, and many called him out for not taking the situation seriously at all. Bailey's choice to involve the courts has sparked a ton of conversations online about their relationship and how it all fell apart. The couple first got together in early 2022 after connecting through DDG's YouTube content. They welcomed their son Halo in December 2023 and officially broke up in October 2024. At the time, DDG posted this statement on Instagram. "After much reflection and heartfelt conversations, I and I have decided to go our separate ways. The decision was not easy, but we believe it's the best path forward for both of us. I cherish the time we've spent together and the love we shared. Despite the changes in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We are still best friends and adore each other. But now, with everything coming out, that sweet breakup post is looking super suspicious. And fans are wondering what was really going on behind the scenes during their relationship. Bailey says she's been trying to set up a consistent schedule for DDG to see Halo, but claims he's been difficult to work with, showing up only when it's convenient for him. That's created a lot of tension between them. In one of his more recent comments about co-parenting before the restraining order was issued, DDG seemed pretty emotional about not getting enough time with his son.
And I was like, hopefully me doing this is gonna make her be like, all right, here, take your son. You feel me? Not the case. So I think at this point, it's like, all right, it's so early in my son's life. It's like, okay, cool. He won, you know, he just vibing.
The legal battle between Halle Bailey and DDG is a major turning point in what's clearly been a rocky co-parenting situation. With their court hearing set for June 6, 2025, both sides will have a chance to tell their story. The judge will then decide whether to extend the restraining order for up to 5 years or dismiss it completely depending on the evidence presented. But this situation didn't come out of nowhere. To understand what's really going on, we have to look back at DDG's history of controversy and how his relationship with Halle went from couple goals to serious allegations and legal drama. One major red flag: back in 2021, DDG's ex-girlfriend Ruby Rose accused him of abuse. Ruby, known for her music and OnlyFans content, publicly posted a photo of her bruised arm on Instagram and Twitter, claiming DDG hurt her. She also said he was controlling and obsessive, and forums like Lipstick Alley even reported that he allegedly tried to pimp her out. Their relationship was toxic and full of ups and downs. At one point, Ruby walked her claims back, saying they weren't true or that her account got hacked. But now that Bailey is making similar claims, people are revisiting Ruby's accusations and noticing some disturbing patterns in how DDG allegedly treats women. When Ruby first spoke out, the reaction was mixed. A lot of people dismissed her because of her work in adult content, showing how society can be biased against victims based on their profession sometimes. Ignoring real warning signs, DDG's also had legal trouble outside of his relationships. In June 2022, he was arrested in LA for reckless driving and carrying a loaded gun. Cops pulled him over in his Lamborghini and found a 9mm handgun in the car. He faced misdemeanor charges, and although prosecutors didn't push for felonies, that incident likely played a role in the judge's decision to ban him from owning weapons under the current restraining order. Then, in August 2023, DDG dropped a song called Famous, where DDG was definitely in his feelings about Halle Bailey's on-screen romance with Jonah Hauer-King in The Little Mermaid. While it wasn't a legal issue, it showed there were already signs of insecurity and tension in their relationships, something that may have played a part in their later problems. So how did things go from honeymoon phase to a full-on restraining order? Their love story started in early 2022, when they were first spotted together at Usher's Las Vegas concert in January. Fans immediately started speculating. By March 2022, it was official. DDG posted a birthday tribute to Halle on Instagram, calling her the beautifulest, the flyest, the sweetest, and saying, "Love you forever," though he later deleted that post. In August 2022, Halle told Essence magazine that she'd actually been a fan of DDG's YouTube videos since 2015. They started DMing, and things got serious fast. When asked if she was catching feelings, Halle admitted, "Yes, for sure, I am." This was peak honeymoon vibes. They were showing up together at big events like the 2022 BET Awards and posting cute couple content all over social media. But by fall 2023, pregnancy rumors started flying, especially after Halle looked different. At the MTV VMAs, DDG denied it at first on Snapchat, but in December 2023, Halle confirmed she'd given birth to their son, Halo St. Granberry, saying she had kept the pregnancy private the whole time. During their relationship, Halle said DDG opened her up to a whole new creative world, which likely influenced her music and performances. On his side, DDG credited Halle with helping him level up, saying she introduced him to new things and inspired him professionally. But it wasn't all smooth. Sailing DDG once said he felt like people in the industry judged him and thought he wasn't good enough for Halle. That public pressure may have added to the tension. Meanwhile, Halle admitted she has an anxious attachment style and tends to get emotional and protective in relationships. In clips that have gone viral online, she even described herself as someone who can get territorial and jealous when she's really in her feelings.
In a relationship, I think I have anxious attachment style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries, I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything.
This also helps explain some of the emotional tension between Halle Bailey and DDG, especially when it comes to their current co-parenting struggles. The couple officially called it quits on October 3rd, 2024, when DDG took to his Instagram story with what seemed like a peaceful breakup message. He wrote, "After much reflection and heartfelt conversations, Halle and I have decided to go our separate ways. The decision was not easy, but we believe it's the best path path forward for both of us. I cherish the time we've spent together and the love we shared. Despite the changes in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We are still best friends and adore each other. On the surface, that statement made it seem like the split was mutual and drama-free. But according to Bailey's recent court filings, there was a lot more going on behind the scenes. She claims the real reason for their breakup was DDG's anger issues, which she says he struggled to control. In a twist that hits different now, rapper Blueface may have seen it coming. In a now viral recorded conversation, Blueface actually warned DDG that having a baby changes everything and could lead to major problems in a relationship.
See, I don't plan on having a baby mama.
What you mean? You don't never
I'm not gonna have no baby mama, bro. Whoever I have a kid with, she is with me for life. It ain't. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody.
It all starts like that.
Exactly how you think, nigga. I'm not.
Sometimes the kids break y'all up, bro. Sometimes the kids be really out break us.
You continue.
Nah, the kid gonna break you up because her emotions gonna get to rising. She might feel like she got something to hold against you, so she gonna be acting different. She might be using the kid to boss you around, to keep tabs on you. That might cause you to be so stressed out like that.
After the breakup, co-parenting between Halle Bailey and DDG quickly spiraled out of control. According to Bailey's court filing, things hit a boiling point in January 2025 when DDG came to pick up their son. Halo, Bailey says she tried to calmly talk about setting up a regular visitation schedule, but that's when things allegedly took a violent turn. He claims DDG snapped yanking her hair, slamming her face into the steering wheel, and chipping her tooth. But the drama hasn't just played. Out behind closed doors, it's been all over the internet too. In her legal filing, Bailey accuses DDG of using his platform, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and X to trash her publicly. She says he falsely claimed she was keeping their son from him or sneaking around with other men, and those posts sparked a wave of online harassment with threats and hate flooding her DMs and comment sections. This isn't just celebrity gossip, it's showing how serious personal issues play out in today's digital age. The backlash has affected both of them professionally and personally, and it's sparked heated debate about how the public responds to abuse allegations, especially when a male influencer is involved. While Bailey's court filing highlights the toxic role social media played in the fallout, the reaction online has been split. DDG's received support from some big names in the streaming world: DJ Academics, Den Ross, DJ Frost, and even his known rival Myron Gaines have had his back publicly. Some of them even showed up in his live streams to show solidarity. But that support hasn't come without criticism. Many online are pointing out that when women, especially black women, come forward with serious allegations, their stories are too often downplayed or ignored, especially if the accused is a male public figure with a loyal fan base. Not everyone's riding for DDG, though. Soulja Boy went viral after threatening to pull up on him over the alleged abuse. While some saw that as defending Bailey, others felt it only added more violence to an already volatile situation, instead of promoting healing or accountability. The fallout for DDG's career has been swift. His latest album, Blame the Chat, dropped on May 5, 2025, just 8 days before the restraining order came down. Despite DDG's massive online presence, the album only sold between 52 and 1230 copies in its first week, shockingly low numbers. While there could be several reasons for the flop, it's hard to ignore the impact of Bailey's legal move and the firestorm of media attention that followed. Coverage definitely overshadowed his album. Rollout DDG tried to play it cool about the low sales on X, stating, selling 502 albums first week. Not bad. It's all about the growth FR, and blamed minimal playlisting and producers interrupting the roll. Out for the numbers, but let's keep it a buck. The negative press around the abuse allegations and restraining order likely played a major role in the album flopping beyond just album sales. DDG's career might face longer-term issues because of these allegations. His public image as a responsible entertainer and father figure is now being questioned, potentially affecting future collabs, endorsements, and opportunities. Brands and partners might not want that smoke during ongoing legal proceedings, especially given how serious the accusations are. DDG's limited and informal response to the allegations hasn't helped his case either. After his initial shocked reaction during the Twitch stream with Aiden Ross, his only public statement has been that casual X post saying, "I'm chilling BTW, I have no worries, streaming later on, no days off." This response, seeming to brush off the situation and act like it's business as usual, has been criticized for showing a lack of accountability and seriousness about the allegations for Bailey. The decision to publicly seek legal protection has probably been mad difficult, knowing it would put her under intense scrutiny and potential online harassment as a high-profile actress and singer. With Disney roles, like The Little Mermaid and The Color Purple, Bailey has built an image of class and professionalism. Putting her personal trauma out there and filing for legal protection puts her in a vulnerable position, both emotionally and in terms of public perception. Still, Lele's decision to speak out about these allegations has also earned her significant support. Many fans and observers have praised her courage for speaking her truth and seeking protection for herself and her son. This support reflects a broader cultural shift toward believing victims and recognizing the various forms abuse can take, including emotional manipulation and social media harassment. The situation gets even more complex when we consider racial dynamics at play. Both Bailey and DDG are Black public figures, and discussions about abuse within Black relationships often intersect with concerns about reinforcing negative stereotypes. Some voices in the Black community have expressed concerns about how this situation might be perceived or exploited by those outside the community. However, others emphasize the importance of protecting Black women and holding abusers accountable. Regardless of racial considerations, the upcoming court hearing on June 6, 2025 will be crucial in determining the long-term legal situation between Bailey and DDG. The temporary restraining order could potentially be extended for up to 5 years, or it might be modified or dismissed based on the evidence presented and arguments made by both legal teams. The presence of their son Halo adds another layer of complexity and concern to this situation. Co-parenting is a struggle even in the best scenarios. When abuse allegations enter the picture, the stakes get way higher. Both Bailey and DDG have expressed strong emotional attachments to their son, with Bailey showing her deep maternal bond and DDG expressing fears about being cut off from his child. Judge giving sole custody to Bailey changes the whole dynamic of their co-parenting situation. In a major way, it means that all the big decisions about Halo's upbringing, education, healthcare, and day-to-day life are now legally in Bailey's hands, at least until the hearing on June 6th for DDG. This represents a massive L in terms of his parental rights and direct involvement in his son's life. Legal restrictions on DDG's social media activity regarding Bailey and Halo also represent a major intervention into how he moves online, which is central to his career and public persona as a content creator who's built his brand on sharing aspects of his life, including his relationships and experiences as a father. These restrictions could potentially affect his content creation and engagement with his audience for DDG's followers, especially younger fans who might have looked up to him as a role model. These allegations present a challenging reality check. Many content creators develop parasocial relationships with their audiences who feel they know the creator on a personal level. When serious allegations drop against such figures, it can trigger complex emotional responses from fans, ranging from denial and defense to disappointment and disillusionment. The situation also highlights the double-edged sword of social media fame and the creator economy. The same platforms that allowed both Bailey and DDG to build their careers and connect with audiences can become battlegrounds when relationships go south. Personal beef potentially playing out in front of millions of viewers and followers. The money implications for both parties are significant too for DDG, whose bag is heavily dependent on his social media presence, and music drops the allegations and resulting negative publicity could impact his earnings and opportunities for Bailey, whose career includes major film roles, music, and endorsements. The stress and time demands of legal proceedings could potentially interfere with professional commitments, though her current project in Italy appears to be moving forward as planned. Looking ahead, there are several possible outcomes from the June 6th hearing. The judge could extend the restraining order for a longer period, potentially up to 5 years if there's enough evidence backing Bailey's claims. Alternatively, the order could be modified, reducing certain restrictions, while maintaining others. There's also the possibility, though seemingly less likely given that the temporary order was granted, that the restraining order could get thrown out entirely if DDG's legal team successfully challenges the evidence or present strong counter-arguments regardless of the legal outcome. The public nature of these allegations means they'll likely continue to affect both Bailey and DDG's public images and careers. Some time to come, and the court of public opinion judgments get made quick and can stick around regardless of what happens in the actual courtroom. For Bailey, coming forward with these allegations represents a major risk that many abuse victims, especially those in the spotlight, hesitate to take. The scrutiny, potential backlash, and emotional toll of publicly addressing such personal trauma can be overwhelming. However, her actions may also empower others in similar situations to seek help and protection. For DDG, these allegations present a major crisis point in both his personal life and career. How he responds in the coming weeks and months, whether with denial, accountability, or something in between, will likely play a significant role in determining his future trajectory as the legal process unfolds. It's important for observers to remember that beyond the social media drama and public statements, this situation involves real people, including a young child experiencing genuine pain and navigating difficult circumstances. The outcome will have lasting consequences not just for Bailey and DDG's public images or careers, but for their personal well-being and their son's future. In the meantime, the case continues. Spark important conversations about believing victims, accountability, the responsibilities that come with online influence, and how we as a society respond to allegations of abuse, particularly when they involve public figures with dedicated followings. These discussions, while sometimes difficult, represent essential steps toward creating a culture where all victims of abuse feel empowered to speak out and seek protection, regardless of who they are or who their alleged abuser might be, as we wait for more developments. In this case, particularly the scheduled June 6th hearing, both Bailey and DDG face the challenge of navigating their personal and professional lives under the microscope of public scrutiny. For Bailey, continuing to secure the bag as an actress and singer while protecting herself and her son. For DDG, it means addressing these serious allegations while managing the potential impact on his career and public image. For both, it means finding a way forward as parents to their son Halo, whose well-being remains the most important consideration in this complicated situation. The streets will definitely be watching how this plays out, as it touches on issues that resonate with many people's experiences of relationships, co-parenting, allegations of abuse, and the complicated dynamics of public personas versus private realities. Whether these allegations lead to lasting legal consequences or are eventually resolved through other means, they have already sparked important conversations about accountability, protection, and the real-world impacts of social media influence in situations of alleged abuse. If you love this video, click on the cards showing on your screen for more videos like this.